butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a...
Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome, and welcome. You're probably wondering why today I'm not talking about television, because this was supposed to begin the week's worth of television reviews on my summer sweeps, but apparently there are a couple of things that have officially forced me, willingly, just want to let everybody know, willingly, to push these reviews to next week. And one of the main reasons why is because June 3rd, my wife and I actually attended BookCon for the very first time in New York City at the Jacob Javits Center, a place that my wife and I are very familiar with because as native New Yorkers, we have both gone there for various things in our lives. I myself have been there for the New York Auto Show way too many times that I can count, as well as one of my relatives participating in the annual greeting cards convention. But I only was there to help set up booths. I didn't go there to actually run around and take a look at greeting cards. BookCon is something that was definitely something that I wasn't sure if I wanted to attend in the past, but being a YouTuber and being an active person in the BookTube community, I seriously felt that this was something that I had to partake in, and since I've been reading so much in the past couple of years, and the fact that my wife is a big reader, it was wrong for us not to at least go for one day. So we went on Saturday, and while there are so many of you that I'm sure are going to be giving massive hauls, there is definitely going to be a lot less of that over here on my channel, because my goal there was not really to come out with a buttload of books, like carrying 50 tote bags filled to the brim with books. No, I really wanted to go there just to soak up the atmosphere, see what it was all about, but more importantly, I really wanted to meet some of my fellow colleagues here on YouTube and BookTube, and I had been telling everybody that I wanted to go, and not that many people were responding, but it turned out that I ended up meeting and seeing more people than I possibly ever imagined. And I just want to go over everybody that I actually met and everybody that I saw, whether I spent time with you or whether I just said hello to you and shook your hand. I just want to say that it was such a pleasure, and it was really an honor. I would have loved to spend more time with every single one of you, but all I will say is that BookCon is definitely going to be a place that my wife and I return to next year, so if you're going to be coming back next year, please let me know. The first person that actually spotted me was Lauren over at Random Freckles 1831. This is also going to be a promotional video, so everybody that I met, your names for your channels will be in the box below, so if you don't watch their channels, you should. They're all great, and she and her mom were, without a doubt, two of the sweetest people that I met the entire day. I only said hello at the very beginning when they found me online, but I met them later on during the con. They were such a delight. We had a great conversation, and it's just so nice to actually see a parent actually coming with their child to do something that they truly love, and I wish that I was able to do something like that with my parents, but just to know that there are parents going with their kids just really, really warmed my heart, and the two of them were such a pleasure to talk to. I spent a really good chunk of the day with Alyssa at Pucksandpaperbacks and Sabrina over at Sabrina at the Teenage Reader, as well as bumping into Nina over at DemigodsAreDauntless, and they were all wonderful. I also met in that group a former booktuber who is Carla over at BooksAndOtherNerdyThings. They were all wonderful people. They were just so excited to be there, excited to meet their favorite authors, get books signed, take photos, take video, and they were just an absolute pleasure. I ended up bumping into Taylor over at taylortalksbooks, Danielle over at SimplyThoughtfulBooks, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of videos to follow. I also met Kevin over at the Irish Reader, who is such a great guy. It was so nice to meet him and his posse. When I first found him, when my wife and I were going to lunch, I think I may have overwhelmed him a little bit. My wife said I scared him out of his wits. But you know something, when you spot someone, you can't be anything less than excited than actually seeing someone that you've only seen on YouTube videos. And when I first found him, I also saw Sandy at Sandy Reads a Lot. It was a pleasure to meet her as well, and I ended up bumping into everybody a little bit later on that day, and then we actually were all calm, and we had a really great conversation. Such a wonderful group of people, and there were a couple of booktubers that I actually saw in passing, and I would have yelled out to say hello, but you know what? They all looked like they were people on a mission, and I really didn't want to disrupt them from doing anything. Some of the people who I never would have anticipating actually seeing were were Pulling Bananas Books, Jessie the Reader, and Katie Tastic. I was just talking to a couple of people, and all of a sudden they just came down an escalator or a flight of stairs. I don't know which one it was, because I really wasn't focusing on what they were descending on, but just knowing that these three big names in BookTube that were actually going to be doing a panel just, like, walked right by me, I was like, okay, that's enough for me. You know, what can I say? I also spotted Jenna over at Jenna Claire K. I would have said hello, but she seemed to be very, very busy. Didn't want to disturb her or anything like that. And I also confirmed this with her on Twitter. We spotted each other in passing. I saw Abby over at Readingxpress, and she saw me too. I think I smiled at her. I wasn't exactly sure, but we both confirmed that we actually did see each other. I apologize that I didn't actually give you a formal greeting. I really am sorry about that, but it was just a pleasure to know that I actually did spot someone else that I recognized. And of course, there were a whole bunch of authors that I just happened to see because they were just there. I ended up in passing seeing Victoria Schwab. I saw Marie Lu signing books. I saw Jenny Han. I saw Victoria Aveyard. I saw Veronica Roth, I saw the legendary William Daniels, who was, oh my goodness, just to know that someone who is such a big name in Hollywood, who has done so many things, such a pleasure to actually have seen William Daniels up close and personal. And I also saw Chad Michael Murray. I loved him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but of course everybody knows him as the character from One Tree Hill, but he was signing too. I took a couple of photos. It was just really cool to see all of these famous faces, even if I didn't watch their shows or read their books. You know, just knowing that these people were there and just taking the time to be with their fans was just absolutely fantastic. I did, however, sign up for a book signing, and it was from one of my favorite character actors of all time, and that's Jeffrey Tambor. They gave out a free copy of his book, which is called Are You Anybody? And his signature is right over here on the front cover, and it was such an honor to meet him because he really has done so much that I appreciate. One of the few things that I did notice that day when I got this book signed was that celebrities, actors, authors, whatever, if you actually show them your appreciation for some of their most obscure roles, they will really, really appreciate it. Along with getting the book signed, I actually brought my copy of the movie Paul, which he has a very, very small part in. He actually plays a comic writer at the con that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's characters go to, which was San Diego Comic-Con, and he played this author named Adam Shadowchild. And I just said to myself, this could be a long shot, but I seriously asked Jeffrey Tambor as he was signing my book, I said, if you signed this as Adam Shadowchild, you would just make my day. And I saw one of his people, like, shaking her head saying, no, he really shouldn't be doing this, but he looked back and he said, it's okay, this is a fan. And he actually did it in an obscure way. He signed it upside down, but that's absolutely fine. But he signed my copy of Paul as Adam Shadowchild, and then he said to me, consider your day made. He's fantastic, and I'm so glad to know that I actually did get an opportunity to meet him. He really was appreciative. He gave me a really big smile, and he was just really impressed that somebody would just ask for something true to the fandom of his own.
You bought a book?
No.
Well, fuck off.
And there were a couple of other things that I got. My wife and I checked out the Tea Turtle booth, which was something that we both like. We have a couple of Tea Turtle t-shirts, and there was one in particular that she really, really wanted. But there was apparently a deal where they said that if you got 2 t-shirts, you could get one of the prints for free. So technically it's not really for free, as she was mentioning to me dozens and dozens of times, but she ended up getting 2 t-shirts because there was a print that she saw that I liked that I really, really wanted, and it was this one of all of these famous video game characters in panda form. So you've got everybody from Donkey Kong to Samus to Link to Pikachu, very famous Nintendo characters. So I got this little print thanks to my wife spending money on t-shirts, but I actually did reimburse her because I love her and that's just the type of person that I am. There were also free 25th anniversary editions of Goosebumps tote bags. I mean, how could I not say no to a tote bag, especially of something that I loved in my childhood, like Goosebumps. And my wife also went on the bookish lines, and she got one of these candles. We're not people who light candles, but she got this, and it is a coffee pumpkin chocolate scented candle, and that's something that I actually drink every single fall thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. donuts. I do love pumpkin mocha iced coffees, and I will say that this has been smelled by me, and let me just say that it is one of the most beautifully pleasant smells that I have ever smelled in a candle, and this will truly be my aromatherapy for years to come. I don't know if I will ever light it, but oh my god, this thing smelled like a little cup of heaven. And the last thing that I really have to showcase to you guys, again, I didn't really come out with much, but I actually insisted this. While I was hanging out with Sabrina the Teenage Reader and Pucks and Paperbacks, Alyssa gave me a business card and Sabrina gave me a bookmark. And I said thank you, of course, when they gave them to me, but then I gave them back to them. And I said, because of the fact that this is a place where you meet famous people in your eyes, would you both mind signing these for me? So they were awestruck. I could see the amazement in their eyes when I asked them to do just a simple gesture. So I did get my business card from Pucks and Paperbacks signed by Alyssa, and I got my Sabrina the Teenage Reader bookmark. I got it signed by Sabrina, and that was something that they were both so happy about, and it made me feel happy to know that I made them happy. But that's my little haul from BookCon, everybody. Believe me, my wife came out with so much more. We had a wonderful day. It was great to meet everybody. If I didn't meet you and you were at BookCon, I am so sorry, but we will be back, and we would love to meet you next year if you are coming again. We would love to spend some time with you if you had the ability to do so. I know that it's a packed day with so much to do, but we are always willing to take out some time to meet people who especially appreciate one another. And just in case, you know, if you see the shirt that I'm wearing right now, if you didn't actually meet me, but you saw a person wearing this shirt in passing, we both, my wife and I, confirmed that I was the only one wearing it, so that means you saw the lawn gnome. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please put your comments in the box below. Please leave links to your videos of your BookCon hauls if you went, and I will see you guys in the next one. This is also one of the main reasons why I'm going back to BookCon next year. That's almost 20,000 steps. This is good for the body as well as the soul. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.